Now we've got the colorless cards and the lands. There's not as many of these for this set, but there are some very important lands being reprinted in this set. A lot of these cards, though, like right here, they're just to help support the other things you're doing in your decks, especially because the number of colors of permanents you have is a theme in this set. You're not going to see that many colorless things. But you do have Changeling Wayfinder played in any deck because it's a 3-mana 1/2. When it enters, you just get a basic land. Put it in your hand. This is the fixing that any deck can run, and it's very helpful because it's also a creature card for any creature type. And since any deck can run it, that's kind of nice. Same thing with this guy, Rooftop Percher. This is a 5-mana 3/3. It has flying, so everybody has access to a flyer. When it enters, you exile up to 2 target cards from a graveyard, and you gain 3 life. The black and green have the most graveyard stuff going on. They have these reanimation and elves in graveyard and all of that, so could be helpful to have. It's not a terrible rate for a card, and it's cute. Look at it. It's like a little sphinx. It's just sitting on top of this Kithkin's place, and there's a little kitty like, what the heck is that? Now we have artifacts, because these are just colorless non-artifact creatures. Chronicle of Victory. This is a very much typal card. If you are playing a lot of one creature type, this is a good card to have, though it is kind of expensive. It's an overrun on the turn it comes down. This is a 6-mana artifact. When it enters, you choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type get +2/+2, first strike, and trample. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, you draw a card. This is kind of slow, but it is still doing something on the turn it comes down, and can continue to get you more value. The more things you have of the type, the better it gets. It's a bigger Vanquisher's banner, yeah. But the fact that it gives the first strike and trample is very nice. And I think that it will help win some games. I wouldn't seek it out too heavily, just because, again, it's kind of pricey. But I think that if you're in, like, Kithkin specifically, and you have a lot of small creatures, that +2/+2 first strike could actually just win you the game on it landing. Yeah, you want it in a Thopter's deck? That could be cute. It's only, by the way, it's only triggering the card draw when you cast a spell, not when a creature of a type enters, which is notable for certain creatures. Dawn Blessed Pennant. Go team! 1-mana artifact. As this enters, you can choose Elemental, Elf, Fairy, Giant, Goblin, Kithkin, Merfolk, or Treefolk, the main creature types of the set. Whenever a permanent you control of the chosen type enters, you gain 1 life, and you can pay 2 and sacrifice this to return a target card of the chosen type from your graveyard to your hand. There's not really life gain payoff in this set, but this could gain you a little life. You set it up early, and then you use it to bring back one of your grid cards. Do I think this is great? No. Do I think it's fine? It's fine. Furtic Core. I assume that's how you say that. This is a mana rock that is also all creature types. And it's all types on the stack. It's a shapeshifter. It's got Changeling. It taps for mana of any color, and it can become a 4/4 creature of all types until end of turn. I don't think that it's a terrible mana rock. If you're trying to play lots of different colors, this will help. And it is cool that it will trigger various creature type synergy. Foraging Wickermaw for everybody's Scarecrow decks is a 2-mana 1/3 that transforms the colors of your mana once a turn. It also turns this card into that color that you're transforming the mana, which is kind of neat. It will help enable Vivid. When it enters, you also surveil 1. I think that this is fine, and I think if you are going for some Vivid payoff, not only is this good fixing, it also can help you do that. Gathering Stone, 4-mana artifact. As this artifact enters, you choose a creature type. Spells you cast of that creature type cost 1 less, so the more you have of them, the better this gets. And when it enters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you look at the top card of your library. If it's a card of the chosen type, you may reveal it, put it into your hand, and if you don't, you can put it into your graveyard. So this is kind of like a uncommon, more advanced version of Herald's Horn. I think that it's a better Herald's Horn sometimes, though. It does cost 1 more, but the fact that it triggers when it enters, and lets you surveil the card away, like put it into the graveyard, is huge. Because it's like, oh yeah, not only is it not the card I want, it's not going into my hand for free. So, yeah, Herald's Horn does not draw me cards. This could. I don't know if it's going to be that good for limited, though, unless you are super dense on one creature type. You'd want to have, like, 15 cards of the same type, I feel. But I think, run this over Herald's Horn in some of the decks where I'm running Herald's Horn, because it triggers when it enters and gives you the fake Surveil. Mirrormind Crown. It's a 4-mana equipment. It equips for 2, and as long as it's attached to a creature, the first time you would make 1 or more tokens, you are actually making clones of that creature. There's lots of cards where this is pretty good, especially if you're cloning something that in turn makes more copies of stuff. That could be really fun. I think the Mirrormind Crown, though, is jank. There's not that many repeatable token makers you would be running that also you would want to justify playing this in limited. Don't play this in limited. It's more like equipment jank. Puka's Eye. 2-mana artifact. When this artifact enters, you draw a card, then choose a color. So it's a cantripping artifact. This artifact is now that color. So it's going to sit around enabling Vivid, and you can choose a color that's not at all in your deck. Pay 3, tap, draw a card. Activate only if there are 5 colors among permanents you control. Totally doable. I think that this is a very cool card, though, if you're going, again, for Vivid payoff. Springleaf Drum. This is ramp. It's also just kind of cool, like, that this is being printed into standard. Springleaf Drum lets you tap it and another creature you control to make mana. I don't actually know how highly I would run it in limited, but there is, like, when this creature is tapped, do blank payoff, and this helps enable it. Yay! Yeah, cool reprint to have. Also, I like the art on it. Stalactite Dagger. 2 mana. When it enters, you make a shapeshifter changeling token. So, gets you all the creature types. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and is all creature types. And equipped 2. So if you have stuff that cares about creature types, not only is this a 2 mana give you a 1/1, it's also an equipment that you essentially bestow creature types later. If you're trying to pull off some weird jank where you, like, change a creature's type, this does work. It helps. I think this is also one of the best just, like, 2-drop fillers, whatever. Put it in your deck kind of cards. Now we're on to lands. And you can already see from the first one, that's right, it's the other 5 shocks. We got 5 shock lands last year, and then we had to wait until Lorwyn Eclipsed to get the rest of them. We've been waiting! And now we'll have all 10 shock lands in standard. Yay! Spider-Man was in the way. And Avatar. We had to come back to the universes within to get this. You could tap your Grand with Springleaf Drum. So true, bestie. Blood Crypt. It's good. Oh, all of these cards, by the way, all these shock lands, they are medium useful and limited. However, they're good fixing for limited, don't get me wrong. You should take them anyway because they are money cards. If you're drafting these, they're worth a couple of bucks. And they're good to have for constructed. In limited, it's like, oh yeah, it's fixing and it comes in untapped, which matters less in a limited environment, but still good. Eclipsed Realms. This is a way to just get fixing for a specific creature type, but it doesn't let you use this for anything other than the creature types that are kind of specific in this set, which is a bummer. I think it's fine. I'm usually not one to really run these in limited, though. Evolving Wilds. This is pretty decent fixing. This Evolving Wilds, by the way, is actually the first art we had seen the, like, group of Strixhaven students. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be Carol. The first time we had seen the Strixhaven students was on this Evolving Wilds, because this art actually was shown very early as, like, concept art for the plane, and it was why people were like, huh, wonder who those guys are. You're not going to take shocks over a better than average card for a deck Unlimited? Yeah, especially if you're playing in Arena. Yeah, Elena Danner makes very, very good landscapes, which, cool. Awesome. I don't think we're gonna make it back in time for Introduction to Prophecy. Sorry, man. Yeah, somebody had actually made the connection that these, like, little creatures here looked like the creatures on, 1 second, Secrets of Strixhaven. Yes, okay. So this art, yeah, whatever. This art right here was shown for Secrets of Strixhaven very early. Oh, you can actually see it better if it's small. And people made the connection that, hey, these characters kind of match up with these characters here. I'm excited about that. I thought that was cool. We kind of got a little first look. Hallowfound, more shocks. Overgrown Tomb, more shocks. Steam Vents, shocks. Temple Garden, shocks. And now, the special guest. These cards are available in draft. They have a very low drop rate. They are awesome art, and they are not standard legal. All the other cards, standard legal. These ones, not, but they are draftable. Idyllic Tutor. There's actually not that many, like, enchantments in this set, so this is kind of... She looks more Gorgon-y there. I'm going to, like, talk about what I think happened with her art in this set, because it is strange. Just not in this video. It'll be an upcoming video. I have to finish it. Sometimes you get tired because you're busy writing a video for Raid Shadow Legends because you need to pay for your cat's medical bills. And your own medical bills. Kinsbale Cavalier. Yeah, I'm just gonna put these all in here because there's so few like lands and colorless cards. Kinsbale Cavalier. All your knights have double strike. And let me do a quick set ECLT Knight to help you see who is a knight in the set. She does give herself double strike. This is a knight, this is a knight, and this is a knight. One of these is a rare, but I would say that the knight synergy, not that big. Yeah, my cat has currently been getting frequent blood work done, so it is actually expensive as heck. Yeah, I love the papercraft style they chose for this bonus sheet. Looks great. Mistbind Click. 4 mana, 4/4 flash, flying, and you have to champion a fairy, which means you have to exile a fairy you control. When a fairy is championed with this creature, you tap all lands target player controls. But I believe you have to champion a fairy as part of, like, it entering. The fact they don't explain what champion is on these cards, and people are going to, like, get them in limited packs, is going to confuse people, especially because there's fake champion in the set itself. Yeah, you have to. Champion of Merfolk, Wondermine Prophets. When it enters, deal combat damage to a player. You may sacrifice a Merfolk. If you do, take an extra turn after this one. Which actually could be pretty sweet in this set if you have some sacrificable fishies. Champion is when this enters, exile a blanket you control if you don't sacrifice it. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know the exact wording. I just know that you have to, like, get rid of a thing you have. Bitter Blossom. I would say that of the cards we've seen so far, this is the most just purely playable. Bitter Blossom is great and limited. It spits out blockers for you. It spits out attackers for you. And yes, it does put you on a clock, but it puts your opponent on a shorter clock. Fairy Macabre. A 3 mana 2/2 flyer. You can discard it to exile cards from a graveyard. Yeah, that's fine. I think this is just a card that hadn't been reprinted in a while. Goblin Chieftain. I've seen this reprint relatively recently, I want to say. But it's very cute art. Also is very playable in the limited set because there's a lot of goblins and giving them +1/+1 in haste is good. Goblin Sharpshooter. He's got a gun. 3 mana 1/1. Doesn't untap during your untap step, but whenever a creature dies, you untap this creature. You can tap it to deal 1 damage to any target, which means if there's a bunch of 1 toughness things, you are now in control of the game because you are like, and I kill you, untap, kill you, untap, unkill you, untap. and kill you. Yes. This is a nice card to also get a reprint. Goblin Sharpshooter, I think might have actually been pricey. Maybe I'm thinking of another goblin. Sharpshooter. Yeah, Goblin Sharpshooter was a very, very pricey card. You can see it is sitting in 20s and 30s. Been a while since they printed that one. Heat Shimmer. Hey, Troy Talans, thank you for the sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You like the flavor text on them? Heat Shimmer is create a token that's a copy of target creature. You can also copy your opponent's creatures with this, except as haste. At the beginning of the end step, exile this token. Okay, kind of cool. Do some clones. Devoted Druid. This being added to Arena is a little concerning because, well, it's Devoted Druid. It has infinite combos. Anyway, it taps for green and you put -1/-1 counters on it to untap it. Which, there are ways to turn this into infinite mana. Yep. Yep. Oh, this is just another card that hadn't seen a lot of reprints. It was only in like a secret lair. I could believe that. I do like this art though. Aw, she's healing the tree. Helix Pinnacle is an enchantment with Shroud. X puts X tower counters on the enchantment, and if there's 100 or more tower counters on the enchantment, you win the game. You can't target it with anything. But it's just, if you manage to spend 100 mana, or proliferate it, or anything like that, I guess you win. Yeah, look, you make the infinite mana, and you put it on the Helix Pinnacle. Perfect. We did it. We broke Devoted Druid. The real Ivory Tower. Leaf Crown Visionary. This was a Dominaria United card, I think. But it's a really good Elf Lord, so it's getting a reprint. Definitely would play this in Limited. Don't play this in Limited. Do play this in Limited, because at worst, it's just ramp and works with your Blight stuff. Regal Force. When this creature enters, draw a card for each green creature you control. I actually never realized it said green creature. I always thought it was just creature you control. Doesn't matter. It's expensive, but it can be like a card that draws you cards in Limited, so it's fine. It costs 7, though. Manamorphose. This is actually kind of exciting that it's coming to Arena. This is, I believe, being added for the first time to Arena. Maybe it isn't. I feel like it is. Manamorphose is kind of just like a Storm card. It transforms your mana and draws you a card. That's it. Sometimes you cast it for less mana than it costs, and then you bank mana. Yay! Oh, let me check to see if it was already in there. It may have been one of those cards added for Cube already. Morphos. No, Manamorphose was not added to Arena until this point. Yeah, gorgeous art. Risen Reef. I love Risen Reef. I don't like this art of it that much, this like silly duckling art. But like, it is very cute. Risen Reef is good if you're playing a lot of elementals. If you have a bunch of elementals in your deck, great, throw it in. This is originally printed as an uncommon, so don't go expecting anything too crazy, but it is value. Oh, they did put it, they put Manamorphose into Powered Cube, it just isn't craftable. Okay. Slippery Bogle, a classic card. It's a 1/1 with hexproof. It's not going to be that exciting for Limited because there's not that many crazy auras in this set, but Slippery Bogles is what named the archetype Bogles, which is where you take a little hexproof guy and you put some pants on him. And then he attacks and he's really hard to stop. Yeah, Manamorphose is in the current cube list. Nice. I haven't had a chance to play the cube because I was off for a couple days. Dolmen Gate. 2-mana artifact prevents all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. So you attack in, and your creatures don't get hit back. Definitely a useful card in Limited because it stops your creatures from getting hurt. I also want to say this was a pricey card. Dolmen Gate. Yep, Dolmen Gate was sitting at like 30 $30-ish because it was only ever printed in a secret layer beyond its original like Lorwyn and a couple list drops. Yep, another high cost reprint. Relative or relevant for anybody who's looking to open shinies in their packs. Door of Destinies. When this enters, you choose a creature type. When you cast a spell of that type, you put a charge counter on this, and creatures will be getting +1/+1 for each charge counter on the artifact. Even creatures not of that type, right? Oh no, only creatures of that type. Dang. I was thinking of the banner. What do I think about this card Unlimited? Eh. You know, I wish they put in like a lot of sets that have like creature type matters. Is the banner from Bloomburrow, the 3-mana rock. It's symmetrical. It is symmetrical, right? No, it's you control. No, it's only you control. Yeah, you got that one wrong. Another card you need for your Thopter factory. I mean, if you're making Ornithopters and casting them, it works. If you're just having Ornithopters enter, it doesn't work. Heraldic banner? No, but that one is cute too. That's the one that cares about colors. Don't put Coat of Arms in Arena. So Painter's Servant has some nasty little things you can do with it because you can make all things a color. Yay! Now, like in Limited, Painter's Servant is just gonna like, I don't know, enable Vivid. In Brawl, because this is a new card for Arena, you can use this to like mill out your opponent. I'm also not sure what Painter's Servant's price is, but I feel like it was hard to come by. So I'm checking that right now. Painter's Servant. Oh, very pricey. Last time it was printed was Kaladesh Inventions. Does not really count for anything. So it is getting printed here. Again, the sort of card to keep an eye out for. It's been creeping up. Yeah, we have Grindstone in Arena, which lets you keep milling and milling and milling and milling with Painter's Servant. 1000-Year Elixir lets you activate abilities of creatures as though they had haste, kind of like, was it a Tyvar card that lets you do that in Arena? Anyway, 1000-Year Elixir is cool to have, and also you can use it to untap a creature so you can activate it more. If you have things that are tapping for lots of mana, that's even better. Spend a little mana, get a lot back. Also cool. Or I really like, they're like doing the paper cutout theme for this. And that is all of the special guests. I wouldn't go crazy on 1000-Year Elixir in Limited, but it is cool. Nice. Yes, if you get one of these cards, they're not all super chase. Like, these are not. But the arts, I think, will be sought after because they are thematic. They're very pretty. Some of these are definitely much more, like, valuable than others, not just because of their, like, usefulness, but just because they haven't been printed in a really long time. Elixir is pricey, yeah. I would say, though, if you get one of these, make the assumption that it's worth at least a couple bucks and slide it into the little sleeve if you plan on reselling it. You know, protect those baddies. I think, though, that this set looks really fun. It looks like it's going to be kind of like medium speed. It's got some cool interplay between mechanics, and I'm looking forward to actually getting to play it. I will say, possibly the best art we've seen in a set in years and years and years. Very, very happy with it. And the bonus sheet, which is, or not the bonus sheet, the alt arts for it are also really great. 1 second. Is Booster Fun? So, like, I'm gonna just quickly show, these are Booster Fun. These are the alternate arts. We even have double-sided shock lands that show, like, their Lorwyn and Shadowmoor sides. I think that these have awesome art. Some of them are just, like, stylistic. Some of them are just really, really cool. Some of them are just borderless, who cares, whatever. But you have, like, the Fable frames and stuff like that that look really just really great. Look at this little guy. That's adorable. That's so cute. Look at a Temple Garden. Oh, that's so good. I want the double-sided shocks. I hope I open one. They're gonna be rad. There's also fracture foils, but I don't I don't know. For me, most of the foil treatments don't hit that hard unless they have like really nice like edges and lighting up. And it kind of depends a lot like card to card. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching my set review. Thank you for letting me talk about Magic cards for so long. I love getting to see the new set, and I'm really excited to get to play with Lorwyn Eclipsed. So if you will join me on... I believe it is Wednesday this week. I'm double checking it. Yes, Wednesday and Thursday morning is the early access event for Lorwyn Eclipsed on Arena. So me and other content creators are all going to be playing with the new set. We're going to try drafting. And then the pre-release is in paper on Friday. So you'll get to play it really soon too. I hope you're excited for the set, because I know I am. Yay!